Udayanidhi and Sanatan Dharma. I am uploading this raw video for topicality's sake because sending it to my editors will result in delay. The topic of this talk is an oxymoron, both unrelated and opposites. But still, we have to talk about why we should not be talking about it. You get my point? This individual achieved what he wanted. Instant popularity or notoriety, whatever you want to call it. In fact, much more than what he expected perhaps. It may even be a ruse to get arrested and gain more popularity like his father, who had a funny arrest drama under Misa or whatever. I'm not going to quote what he said because it's not worth it. And I don't want to add to his popularity. What concerns me is the reactions from Hindus and supporters of Sanatan. While the detractors of God are clear, the supporters are muddled and confused. Udayanidhi was an unknown figure until 2 days ago. Today he is known all over India and Indians all over the world. And who is responsible for this? Not he or what he said, but how the rest of the people reacted. I think there was a reaction in the parliament by none other than the PM. I am told even Supreme Court had something to say. I am not sure. Probably letters have gone from the center to the state. I don't know. North Indian sadhus have retaliated with death threats to Udayanidhi's life, which gave rise to his joking about combing his hair. Generally, Sanatanis have a feeling that because they have been silent all along, they have been taken for granted. And they will now show who they are to the world. So this reaction trend started off late, and you see funny reactions. Some people started going to the court. If anyone, they thought slighted Brahmins or Sanatanis. In short, they have to retort, and that is how their identity will be preserved. And they don't know how to do it effectively. I am sure if God is watching this debate, he will be holding his head in desperation at the stupidity of the arguments and counters by his own defenders included. I saw Dushyant Sridhar, an erudite scholar of Vaishnavism, defending God to an impassive reporter. He gave some funny illustration of air, oxygen, corona patient, etc., etc. Hilarious. No one asked for God justification here. How childish. Other reactions from public were hilarious too. Arguments like, can he talk like this about Christianity and Islam, etc., etc. Funny to the core. Udayanidhi is playing a different game here. He was considered a novice politician. He called himself an actor-producer. He became a minister because he was a nepo kid of politics. He was practically a nobody. But not today, because of the incompetence of the center and its agencies. They could not do anything except arresting one small fry. If the above kid was also involved in corruption along with the arrested, why he is not scared? Instead, he is emboldened. Don't tell me it is false bravado. It's well thought out. If you arrest him now on corruption charges, they can say it was for speaking against Sanatan and not for corruption. All this because of the shabby way in which the enforcement agencies muddled the investigations. We often boast about surgical strikes against Pakistan. But when it comes to internal security, we become a soft democracy. We don't have the skills for appropriate internal surgical strikes, even when we have absolute majority in the parliament. If we had, such fringe elements will not be playing around with our national pride and sentiments. I tell you why. Before that, I have my own views on Sanatan. Since everyone is talking about it, I should also. Sanatan is not about whether God is there or not. It's a way of living in the society which accepts all faiths and non-faiths. So Hinduism is one among such faiths and not the only one. Even atheists find a place in Sanatan. That way it is an open society. So the concept of Sanatan is so open and so broad, where there was nothing but equality and freedom. It was so open that in a way it proved detrimental to us. It paved the way for foreign powers to enter and remain here for hundreds of years. So the evil practices of all religions and sects within Sanatan have been conveniently shifted onto the heads of Hindus alone. And unwittingly, Hindus accept the blame and start defending themselves. If an individual speaks of eradicating such a concept of equality and freedom, that may mean instigating internal strife. Is that not a good enough reason for a surgical strike? Think about it.